Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Alan M. Sumner, the Tier 8 American destroyer. Now, this is going to be an interesting game because we actually have a group of guys on our team, most notably Spotted Gecko. If you guys are not aware of who Spotted Gecko is, highly recommend his channel. I linked his stream on the community the other day. I will go ahead and put a link to his channel down in the description for you guys to check him out if you guys are interested. He's a very, very good guy. It's fun to watch. And I got to see him streaming, and he was doing a count-in stream, so I joined in on the count-ins, and we just happened to get into the same game for this one, or on the same team. We actually played against each other quite a few times, and I got a couple other clips for you guys from that as well. But we're going to talk about just doing your job as a destroyer. It's one of the things that I just get so frustrated with, and I know everybody does, but destroyer players in general just have a knack for not doing their jobs. They would much rather damage chase and be useless than to do their job. So you see the first thing that I'm doing, it's a domination match. I'm going out, I'm going to try to spot, and I'm going to try to get into the cap as quickly as possible. Now I'm in a gunboat destroyer with area denial torpedoes, so early on I'm going to probably try to torp the gap in between the islands here, because I know that generally speaking that's where we're going to run into some issues. Now I'm also going for the area denial between the gap to the left. Why? Because we're getting an RPF signal. So you guys know that I run perceptive on my destroyers, so I get the idea of where the closest ship is to me, the closest enemy ship. So we're going to hold a set. We're going to go ahead and plug the gap just to make sure that, if anybody does decide to come through there, we're going to tag them with a torpedo. Now, there are two enemy ships against us, two enemy destroyers. One is a Hayate and the other is another Sumner. Now, unfortunately, these guys are going to both come over to me. And they're going to get the drop on me as well because I kind of bite off a little more than I can chew. And the reason for my thinking here, as we look over our shoulder, we have the Alan M. Sumner. I did not see the enemy battleship that was there as well. There's a Kurfürst further back, but there's a torpedo that's going to get through and hit somebody. And it catches me off guard because I'm like, okay, well, we just hit one of their destroyers. That was my thought process. See there? There's somebody else there that has not been spotted. I thought that it was a destroyer. So when I end up getting somebody spotted here in a moment, I believe it's the Hayate that gets spotted because he comes after us. We do get the base capped early, which is huge. Hayate comes at us. He closes the gap. We're going to go ahead and start murdering this guy. That's when I realized that the Sumner is also here, and neither of these guys have taken a torpedo. So I have no choice but at this point to concede this fight. I cannot win this fight between the two of them, all focusing me. Either of these guys in a single gunfight would be a tough ask anyway. To fight both of them at the same time is just suicide. So we disengage, we drop our smoke screen, we disengage, and we circle back. Now we have the cap. We also have a battleship and a radar cruiser in the Stalingrad that's right here as well. Now, because of the positioning of that fight, they weren't able to shoot either of the destroyers. It's real unfortunate, but it is a thing. You can see I'm waiting for my torpedoes to come back because I do want to torp that smoke screen if I can. Because I have a good feeling that I can actually catch one of these guys in that smoke screen. Now the good news is they have left the cap. But we cannot afford to get ourselves into trouble here. We're not going to use our damage con to fix our engine because our engine's about to come back. This is why it's such a crucial thing to run that perk that allows your engine to keep, or your ship to keep moving even if your engine is damaged. If you don't have that perk as a destroyer, you're dead. Like, that is a #1 perk that you need on your destroyer. I forget what it's called, but yeah, you have to have it. It's the legendary perk that allows you to keep moving if your engine's knocked out. If you don't have it, you're just going to die. Now here, Hayate gets spotted, and we're going to go ahead and engage him. You can see the Sumner is around the corner. We get the first shot out without being detected because he's in the smoke screen. We get a good shot on him, and we're just continuing to hit him. I think the Stalingrad actually hit him with AP there. and then we're just going to put a couple of shots out, and we do manage to finish him off. That's huge. Getting rid of him is a big relief for this side of the map, and big relief for our team. Now, our team has done the right thing. You can see Gecko and them move through the middle, help the left side. The left side has already grabbed that cap out there as well. Our destroyer doing his job on that side. And now that he captured that base, he gets the fun of just being able to dump torps into that cluster of ships over there. And us, on the other hand, you might think, well, Spartan, you're running away. Why are you doing this? You can't be running like this. You gotta stay in. Well, I'm not running away. I'm just disengaging. There's a big difference. I'm actually going to re-engage. Disengaging means you intend to re-engage. And I do intend to re-engage, but I need to get to a position where I'm not expected. You know, you can't just re-engage from the same place that you disengaged from, because then you're just going to get murdered. They expect it. We have a Republic pushing on our guys. And you can see I'm actually going to go ahead and open fire here. And probably not the best idea, but this is going to draw some of the attention away from the two guys that are over there. Remember, there's just two of my teammates here. So if I can get these guys' attention, you can see the guns are already starting to rotate my direction. We got the Kurfürst here as well. Look at the guns looking at us. Is a perfect example of being able to distract the enemy. And you can see, we took an entire salvo from the Republic. He blasts the island. That's one more salvo that doesn't go into our team. Now you can see that the destroyer is sitting in the cap. Now I know he's right around here. I was pretty certain that I can outspot him just due to the fact that we're in the same ship and I generally run a double concealment build. I know it's not the best build for a lot of people, but for me, I prefer to be able to get the drop on people. Now here, instead of going straight into the cap and challenging right away, I go ahead and start lobbing torpedoes out here for the Repub and potentially the GK if he decides to jump up in there as well. Repub actually goes down really early, thanks to our Yami. And our guys are doing a really good job of limiting who can shoot them and focusing targets. That's huge. Now, I'm going to go ahead and instead of going straight into the cap here, again, the person that's in the cap, full health, look at him. And we know that we outspot him. You saw that, 5.5 kilometers, we are able to outspot him without him spotting us. We go ahead, we shoot at the GK here. We're going to take another shot at him, which is going to get us detected momentarily. But he's almost certainly dead. He's going to turn broadside in front of the both of them. Stalingrad should be able to clean him up easily after the Yami just blasted him. And there you go. And now, the game's almost over at this point. Like, the enemy has grabbed this cap. Now, I could have just ran away and left them and chased damage or gone into the Bravo cap to grab that. But I figured those ships that are right next to B can grab B. I need to re-engage with this Sumner. And given his last location, I figure there's a good chance that I can get the drop on him. And with the rate of fire of this ship, even though we're in the same ship, by the time he gets his guns on me, I should be able to kill him. Now, he gets radared here by the Stalingrad, and look at us. We have his broadside, his guns are facing the Stalingrad and the Yami, and before he can even get his guns around to potentially shoot us, we've already taken all of his health from him. He gets one salvo away before we kill him. That is a perfectly executed flank and a perfectly executed, like, just catching the guy off guard. It's a flank, obviously, but it's also just knowing your enemy, being able to maneuver around them, and then being able to catch them off guard. And even though we had the same ship, catching them with their guns pointing the other direction, even as quickly as these guns rotate, he wasn't able to get his guns all the way back around before I was able to murder him. All of his health disappeared real quick. So that's what I mean when I say do your jobs, guys. And what are we doing? Are we chasing damage? No. We're over here. We're going to grab the cap. We're going to make sure that we secure the win for the team. There's 2 battleships and a cruiser left. Our entire team is basically left. We did manage to lose our destroyer on the other side, which is unfortunate, but to be expected at times. And now that we have the cap, we're going to go ahead and speed boost our way towards potentially running into these guys that are left. We have a Repub and we have a Marco Polo. So the good news is, because we have, you know, gearing torpedoes on this thing, essentially, we have like 16 kilometers of range. So these torpedoes can reach the enemy at this range. And you can see I'm just putting out a nice not a widespread, but I'm putting out a nice pattern. By the time these torpedoes get out there, they're going to be plenty widespread enough to cover a very large distance. and potentially give us a chance to get some hits with torpedoes. Other than that, like, the game's almost over. 760 points. The enemy has only gotten 127 points. We have all 3 of the caps, so this one's over. But we're going to just push forward, see if we can't get in range to engage these guys with guns. And sure enough, we're in gun range. We're going to go ahead and open fire on the Repub. And just unleash all of the deck. He's not going to be able to really engage us because the game's almost over. So this makes all the sense in the world to just start farming him for damage. They killed the Marco Polo. We get a fire early on the Repub. And you can see, once I get this thing sighted in pretty well, he takes a nasty hit there, probably from the Yami. And we managed to finish him off, because we're going to be able to get these shots to hit the superstructure eventually. And when we do, there we go. So, not the highest damage game, but watch the XP that you get for this. And this is the part that everybody seems to, like, struggle with. I only did 53,000 damage. I got 3 kills. I killed both of their destroyers. 2,855 base XP, top of the leaderboard. Just do your job, guys. It is that simple. And a lot of people just don't do it as a destroyer player. And it's really unfortunate. So, yes, there will be opportunities in games for ridiculous damage like we showed in the Shima the other day with Aaron and Peak. Those games do exist. But the primary objective should be to do your job as a destroyer, counter other destroyers if you can, grab the caps, and then go for damage whenever you can. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.